Sophia had always been skeptical about love at first sight. As an artist, she believed in the beauty of slow unfolding, the way a painting gradually revealed its depth and secrets. But that belief was put to the test one sunny afternoon in May. Sophia was at the local farmers' market, her favourite place to gather inspiration. The vibrant colours of fresh produce, the mingling scents of flowers and herbs, and the hum of cheerful conversation always stirred her creative spirit. She was examining a bunch of lavender, entranced by its delicate aroma, when she noticed a man at the stall beside her. He was tall, with tousled dark hair and a scruffy beard that gave him a rugged charm. He wore a simple white t-shirt and jeans, but it was his eyes that captivated her. A deep, soulful blue, like the ocean on a calm day. As if sensing her gaze, he looked up and their eyes met. In that instant, the world around Sophia seemed to fade away. There was a spark, an inexplicable connection that she felt deep in her soul. Her heart skipped a beat, and she could have sworn she saw a flicker of recognition in his eyes too. It was as if they had known each other in another lifetime, and fate had brought them together again. "Beautiful, isn't it?" he said, his voice warm and inviting. Sophia blinked, realizing she was still holding the lavender. "Yes, it is," she replied, her voice softer than she intended. He smiled, a genuine, disarming smile that made her heart flutter. "I'm Jack," he said, extending a hand. "Sophia," she replied, shaking his hand and feeling an electric tingle at his touch. They started talking, first about the market and then about everything and anything. Sophia learned that Jack was a writer, passionate about capturing the human experience in words. He spoke with a fervour that mirrored her own when she talked about her art. They strolled through the market together, lost in conversation, oblivious to the world around them. Time seemed to fly by, and before they knew it, the sun was beginning to set. The market vendors were packing up, and the once bustling square was growing quiet. Jack and Sophia stood at the edge of the market, reluctant to part ways. "Would you like to grab a coffee?" Jack asked, a hint of hope in his voice. Sophia smiled. "I'd love that." They found a cosy little cafe nearby and continued their conversation over steaming cups of coffee. The more they talked, the more Sophia felt like she had known Jack her entire life. He was kind, funny and thoughtful, with a depth that drew her in like a magnet. As the evening turned into night, they walked to a nearby park, the city lights twinkling around them. They sat on a bench by a serene pond, the moon casting a gentle glow over the water. Jack looked into her eyes, his expression serious yet tender. "Sophia, do you believe in love at first sight?" She hesitated for a moment, her heart racing. "I didn't," she admitted, "but now I'm not so sure." He smiled, taking her hand in his. "Me neither, but there's something about you, something that feels so right." Sophia's heart soared. "I feel it too, Jack." They sat in silence for a while, holding hands and soaking in the moment. It was as if the universe had conspired to bring them together, two souls destined to meet. As the night grew late, Jack walked Sophia home. They stood at her doorstep, reluctant to say goodbye. "I had a wonderful time today," Sophia said, her voice filled with emotion. "Me too," Jack replied, leaning in to kiss her cheek. "Can I see you again?" Sophia smiled, her heart full of hope and excitement. "I'd like that very much." And so their story began. Sophia had always thought that love at first sight was a myth, a fairy tale concocted by romantics. But that day at the market, she discovered that sometimes the most beautiful stories start with a single, magical moment.